What's up, y'all? Welcome to the All In podcast where the regular girlies have the real conversations. It's your girl, Ash Nicole.
It's Sugar Champy.
It's your girl Major Key,
And it's Quaddy G.
and we are
Period.
back to you with another
Hey,
video.
y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
Because you missed your
Welcome to the pod, Quaddy.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. It's new for me.
we're,
amazing.
we're going to get a lot of stuff popping off while we got Quaddy on here today. So we're going
Let's
to jump
do it.
right into the prayer so we can jump right into them topics.
Okay, can y'all bow your heads? Thank you very much. And let's get into this prayer. God, we come to you today, thankful yet again for another episode. Thank you for waking us up again. Thank you for giving us health, strength, and wealth. And we pray that this podcast goes smooth. Please give us the words to articulate what we are trying to get across to our audience. Amen.
Amen.
Man,
All
Let's
right,
get
y'all.
let's get into the pod, y'all.
How
Yeah.
So,
doing? Are we all feeling okay today? Like,
yeah, let's start with that. Are we feeling okay?
I feel amazing.
Child, clearly I'm a little sassy today.
You
that,
are. And
that's
you are.
It's giving a little sass today, so excuse me for the
it's giving
sass.
real snip snip.
I'm
A lot of snip snip.
not a little bit, not a little bit. I'm
Mm-mm.
hollering. How you feeling, Champy?
Wow.
I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm feeling good overall.
Oh,
That's
that's right.
good.
I feel good
Yes.
outside of my sass, but
Outside of my beds is
outside of
crazy.
my sass, I still
That's
feel
crazy to
good.
me.
But
Oh,
now we're
But
gonna jump right into the first topic. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
yeah,
Okay. Is children's decisions a reflection of their parents? What y'all think?
mm,
Yeah, we get right up in there.
I think I think yes and no.
Yeah, I think yes and no too, but
yes,
explain,
and that's
KK.
for sure.
I think yes because I feel like a lot of things are learned behavior. So a lot of things you go through or you do because that's something that you see or that's the environment you grew up in or just anything like your parent taught you how to act this way. Like I was taught manners, so yes, I'm gonna say yes, ma'am, no, sir. Like I know a lot of men they grew up with their mom telling them open a door for women. So I think a lot of them is learned behavior and it's a reflection of their parent and what they were taught. But sometimes some children do go the other way, like they go the wrong way. Like a main example that came to me was Nene Leakes from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her son, I think his name Bryce or something, he got into some stuff and she was telling it on a reunion, like I taught him a lot of things growing up and I gave him all the access with money and everything, but he still just went the wrong way. And it's just like sometimes your child just makes wrong decisions based on like the people that they're around or like their influences. So I think it's a even split with that.
I agree. That was a good point. What you think,
um,
Quadi?
Um, you said wrong decision.
Right.
Yeah.
But I agree. And I just feel like that be kids being who they are, and they they can learn. The job of a parent is to teach them the way. The parent is the first teacher, um, in the family as well. But I think it comes a point in everybody's life or every child's life where they either become totally independent mentally, or they go off of what they were taught and learned, or they mix the two. I'm a mix the two kind of person.
Yeah.
I am who I am, but what was instilled in me as a child or growing up, I carry that, and it's part of my morals and how I present myself as well.
Okay.
Love
I
that.
like that mindset. That's deep. You
I
said
think
I'm
that
a, a little bit of both.
I think it's definitely in the beginning, yes, but kids be getting curious. Like some kids are curious and they really want to know. Like, okay, my mom told me not to touch the hot stove, but if I touch this hot stove, what's really going to happen to me? Like, is what
Hmm.
Mhm.
she say going to happen, or no? Like, and
That's
then it
what.
be some things that's like, where kids could see their parents not teaching them morals, not teaching them this, and then you be like, dang, like, how are you this outstanding human being and you come from a family that's whack? Like, so I definitely believe a lot of stuff is learned behavior, but I also believe like some things are just more independent thinking and what you like want for yourself
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
they get to a certain age.
I agree. I used to always think it was always the reflection of a parent, like depending on how the child turned out. But then as you get older and you start to really see, like there could be a parent that has 4 kids and maybe all of them are different, all of them like chose different paths in life, but they all were raised the same. And like one of them might choose the path of, being out on the streets, maybe selling drugs, whatever. And then you got the sister who is a doctor or a lawyer or whatever the case may be. So I think it has a little bit to do with what the parent gives to the child as they're growing up. But I also feel like it's definitely solely based on the child. And like once they create their own mind and want to be able to explore or do whatever it is that they want to do, I feel like those ultimate decisions are up to them. I think, like you said, you keep your morals and all of that that you learn in the back of your mind, but at the end of the day, you're still going to make your own decisions. And also, like Champagne said, if my mom say don't touch the stove, I feel like that can be somewhere where some of the parents are lacking. Like we growing up, I feel like we just learn don't do this or don't do that with no explanation as to why. So I think when you don't get the explanation as to why, you're a little bit more curious to figure out like why did my parents say I can't do this or I can't do that. So I think when parents start to become parents and they start to explain to their kids like I don't want you to do this because, or I don't want you to touch the stove because it's hot and you're going to get burned and the burn might be a permanent scar that you keep for the rest of your life. If I got told that in depth, I probably won't touch the stove. But if somebody tell me like, oh, it's just hot or just don't touch it, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna touch it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's basically a little bit of the parent and a little bit of like your own morals and your own mind once you get old enough to decipher what it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
can agree with that, but to
yeah.
oppose to that, like what about when recently Remy Ma's son decided to still go out and do whatever he wanted to do? He know the consequences. His mom could have probably explained to him what jail was. She was in jail, and
Mm-hmm.
he still chose to still do what he did,
Yep.
allegedly. So I think it definitely is a lot of independent thinking after a while. Like some kids are just rebellious. They are going to do what they want to do. Like you can parent
Or
and teach kids all the
or
time. Or what?
experience is the best teacher. And at
Right.
the end of the day, like it piggybacks off of curiosity, piggybacks
Mm,
off of you wanting to have your own experience. Experience is the best teacher. Yeah. I need to experience that stove being hot for me to really comprehend what mommy was saying because
yeah.
I might not even grasp. Like I'm like, yeah, the sun hot too. It ain't burn me,
Right.
but it didn't burn me. So for me, experience is the best teacher, and I feel like that's where it goes from what you were taught from your parents to your
Mm-hmm.
own experience. Mommy might didn't like this, but I might like this. Mommy might not like a lot of men, but baby, I'm for the streets, and I understand that. You know what I mean? Like experience is the best teacher, and you have to
Period.
experience things to know what you like or dislike. Period. And
Yeah.
that's how you base your life off of it. Sure, I could have been in a church and all of that, and I might end up Buddhist by the time I'm done because my experience taught me that this is what I like and this is what I want to follow. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I
We
think.
actually had that I think religion conversation yesterday, but no, I do agree with that because now that I'm thinking back when I was younger, I feel like my mom tried to shield me from a lot of things that she did or maybe like her mistakes. And it's like, all right, bro, but you still have to let me make my own. Like I'm not just gonna go off of what you saying. Like,
No.
oh, I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that because this was my experience. Like, okay, what if my experience is the complete opposite? Like, what if I actually like the things that you don't like, just like you just said? So I do agree with that. I definitely think that parents have a little part, but I definitely believe that overall, your independent thinking is what's going to really lead you in life. Like, it's but so far that what your parents' teachings is going to take you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that comes to the point of like having free will in a way. So do y'all think that life is about like the choices you make and where you end up, or do you think fate is the ultimate decider of where you end up?
Damn, that's deep.
They coexist.
I'm
Coexist.
about
They coexist. Here's the thing. It's like fate is uh they I think they coexist only because yeah, there might depending on what your religion, there might be a path set for you and we can go with that. But there's always a choice. You
Mhm.
can it's you don't have to follow the path. You can go your own route, probably to end back up on the path if you're following the religion or the where I'm going with that. But you always have a choice. And I feel like each choice brings you back to what you're supposed to be dealt. Like fate is the card you're dealt. Choice is how you play your hand.
Mm.
Okay, that's deep. I like that. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't think I got an opinion yet, so I'm gonna let y'all talk. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yes,
Can
fate.
you pretty much was agreeing, right?
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with her. I think like it coexists just because I think that some things are innate, like some things are like fate. Like you grew up in America, like that's fate. Like I just so happened to grow up here. But like choice is like, okay, how do I choose to live or how do I choose to grow up or how do I choose to make certain decisions? I think that a lot of the times, like sometimes we are dealt, like we do have the cards that we're dealt and we just have to make the certain choices. Like to me, and this is my how I go about life, like when I see a white person that's homeless, sometimes I don't give them money. Why? Because I feel like you have privilege and you make certain choices to get where you are today. While with a black man, if I see a black man, I'm more inclined to give you a little money because you know what? I already know you probably had a bad little hand given to you. So yes, you probably made some wrong choices, but you already started off in like a lower playing field. So I think that's just my opinion with fate.
I That's not the first time I heard that about homeless people when it comes to like race. That's not the
Because
first time.
you like I feel like as a white person, you this is your place. Like this is your country. You have the you chose not to take that lightly. So guess what? You don't deserve my hard work and money. But if I see a
That's
black man, you know what?
crazy.
You probably already didn't go to a school that was giving you resources. You
Well,
probably
wait a
didn't have
minute.
strong parents. Like you probably
What
got some.
about Because what about if say we have a white family and one of the members is just a black sheep? They just have used their own experiences and created their own whatever, and they had a black sheep, and they kind of didn't even deal with the money. They made their own path and ended up like that.
Oh,
Disclaimer: this is an all
It's
inclusive
the
podcast.
all.
We include everyone in our
like,
podcast, so
I would have used that money and I would
He
have
talking
said
about oh.
sorry, oh, but like I don't feel bad. I don't know.
I mean, and I don't think this is like a discriminatory conversation. I think it's a fact. I think that
Yeah.
white people automatically have the upper hand when you're born just because you white. Period.
You do.
Like you're white, so you already have privileges that my black ass ain't got. Like that's just a fact. So I mean, I get where you're coming from. I'm not mad at that at all. But I definitely see where she's coming from. Like it do be some white people that was dealt some bad hands. Like it's white people that probably live in North Philly
the
that
the poor white
ain't.
trash. How
Yeah,
we got
that's
poor
what
white
I'm
trash and
saying.
you're upset that somebody's you can call somebody poor white trash because they live in trailers and they this and they that. Even if they came from family, their name might come from family years before, but
Mhm.
they're poor white trash.
But
And
I
now they're
also feel
homeless. And
like
now we're
I,
like, oh no, because you had it because the world was built on white, you
yeah, but
know?
I
It's
think they can
easier
also go into the bank
though.
and get a home loan quicker than my black ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Even
you
if I got my stuff together and I go walk in the bank, they might be like, hell no. You go walk in
right.
the bank, you ain't even got nothing. You making $30,000 a year and they said year to you, but not to me. And Navy Federal just went through that whole thing. So I know y'all heard about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I
All
feel
right.
like they still more privileged than me, and you in a
All
trailer.
right.
And you still
I I totally get it. To,
it's
I just
okay if you
have to
want to be
play double
devil's advocate.
jeopardy
It's fine.
sometimes. You gotta play double jeopardy.
You
Like
do.
you don't know how people was really came up. Yeah, we know they run the world. Um, but all of them wasn't dealt that same hand that we're thinking
Yeah.
of. I don't care how many generations before them it was. Some of them in this society just haven't been. It ain't been handed down all the way to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if somebody ends up like that, for me, I used to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I used to do that, but then I'm like, I'm actually whenever I'm aligned to or I'm drawn to you, that's when I'll give it. I don't care what color you are.
Mm,
Yeah.
I don't care what your sign says. If I'm, moved to do it, I'm gonna do it. And if I'm not, I'm not. And it's a reason for that.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with it.
Yeah, but to answer the fate versus choice question that we
Because we went off a
that we
whole tangent.
originated from, I think I like fate a little bit more than choice. I definitely feel like they align, but when I'm given too many choices, I get overwhelmed. Like if
Mm,
I, for example, got 20 job offers and I gotta choose one, and it's going to determine a little bit of my fate. Like I feel like I read the fate had just took their course and was like, no, this is your job. Boom, go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be that. But that's just the lazy answer. But I really do feel like fate and choices align. But I think fate is a little overpowering in the choices because you can make a choice to turn left or turn right and still end up getting
End up
into an
right back where you're
accident or
supposed to
somebody
be.
hitting you with a car.
right.
Like if it was meant for that to happen, I'd be feeling like it's going to happen. But
It's
Yeah.
gonna happen regardless. That's why they
yeah,
coexist. That's why you have
right.
both. You can make a choice, but you're gonna end up right back where your fate, your
Supposed to be,
destiny, where you're supposed to be. It
yeah.
So
doesn't
damn,
really
do you
matter.
think it's like what I'm making a choice for? Just tell me where to go.
I
No,
think
Like,
because
that
they
that's
gotta
that's
coexist.
the
You
that's
still
the
gotta make
importance of the
choices.
journey. That's
like
how you
that's dumb.
learn.
Like just whisper in my ear
You
and tell
learn
me
to
what I'm
make
supposed to do.
decisions. You learn
Like
to
that's
make
crazy to
decisions.
me. Especially if it don't matter if I turn right or left, baby, we're still gonna be back in the same place. You should have just told me to go that way. It would have been a little
But
shorter.
but what if turning one of those ways allowed you to learn how to heal, and one of those ways didn't? And on that way, you healed and was able to accept what was coming into your fate because you already went through that process.
Okay. I
Mm,
like that. I like
Sometimes
you.
your choice, your choice is your choice. He
yeah,
always gives you a way of escape. It's in the Bible. It's your choice is your choice, but sometimes we make it harder, and sometimes we make it easier. It's just a matter
Right.
on what you choose. You always have free will. Then there's nobody holding no gun in your head telling you what to do and what not to do.
Oh. And
Yeah.
that's a
So when
little
you
bit
make your
scary.
choice, understand that your steps will be ordered. No,
Mm,
so that means you're going to get back order into the right path. So you can make whatever choice you're going to make. It's something in it that you probably supposed to learn anyway, and it's probably already written since your story is written backwards. Um, you were there. He already knew you was going to go there. So now,
yeah.
now let me give her something to learn to be prepared for what I'm about to give her.
so what do we
Yeah.
think about love? Do we think love is like fate, or do we think that it's a choice?
Mm.
Both.
Both. So like it's
Her
both
choice is
Okay.
always to choose both.
Every
first,
listen,
or is this is like a choice? Like I'm choosing you. Like what do you think?
I'm not going to answer.
No.
All right. So boom. Sometimes you have these loves where it's like out of nowhere,
Right.
right? And then when challenges come up, you want to leave. This is when when you choose them. This is when this kicks in,
Mm,
because this happened for a reason. Let's
mm,
see this through and see why it happened. So now I have to choose to love you because there are some things that I already recognize might be red flags, and that's the problem with society today. They take one red flag and throw you away. When there's something in there for you to learn, there's always something for you to learn and grow. So I take this. I love you, and now it's getting hard. Now I have to choose whether I'm going to love you or not love you, or stay here or not stay here.
mm.
And you make your choice. Either way, I usually choose to stay.
Me too.
Um, I like to.
I'm gonna say every time.
I like
That
to
kind
see
of
a
girl.
thing through. If I don't exhaust all options, I
Hmm.
feel like I didn't give it a chance. I don't care how many times you make a mistake.
Yes, that's the
You can make
mindset
a
right
mistake a million times. I also have to give you time to grow for something that you have to unlearn.
there.
Yeah.
Mm.
To learn something is hard enough. Now you want me to unlearn something that I learned? I didn't even choose to learn it. Now I gotta unlearn it. That's hard. You can't say,
Yeah.
oh, in 3 weeks you should. No, that's not how that go. Because I have to be presented that situation again in order for you to see if I've healed or grown from that. And sometimes that's not a situation that happens daily. It happens maybe twice a month or once every 3 months. Like,
Yeah.
so when it comes up again, you can't charge me for it. I'm taking this another way.
I was, and it kind of made me want to ask a question that's completely off of the topic of the love thing, but I just feel like I love that mindset that you have where you give somebody the opportunity to be able to love you the right way, because essentially that's what it is. Like you want them to unlearn whatever the behaviors were that they had learned before to be able to properly function in a relationship or be able to be in a relationship. But how do you decipher whether you're now becoming a doormat?
Mm.
Like,
So
you know what
here's
I'm
the
saying?
thing. I live by one rule. One rule, it has kept me with one of the greatest reputations of loyalty, honesty. The one rule is if you if you see progress or effort, that's your key to say, oh, they're working on it. Now, I'm not saying you said something 3 years ago and we still working on the same thing.
Mm.
That's not what I'm saying. That's
Okay,
not what
cool,
I'm
cool, cool.
saying. And you see no progress or effort. And let me tell you something, progress and effort could be very small for me because
Mm.
I know what it takes. I'm probably the oldest one in this group. I know what it takes to put in the effort to unlearn something and
Mm.
then put it into practice. It's one thing to unlearn it and in your mind, like, I believe this, but when you're triggered or when that thing happens again, you kind of revert back because that's what you know. It's hard to unlearn that. But I've went through
Yeah.
processes where I have had to unlearn some behaviors and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And it might have took me longer than 3 months to be triggered in that way and to respond the other way that I want to respond.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes through stages for me. Like once I so say you had a problem with me and I said, okay, it happened again and I caught myself during the disagreement. I caught myself. But because you were already too far gone, you didn't acknowledge it. But for me, that's a step. That's progress for me. I caught
Yeah.
myself. I didn't just keep going with I didn't go with you.
Right.
And because I caught myself, I was able to be like, hands off and let you cool down or whatever. Maybe the next time I approached it differently. It's you got to try different things and know what works for you and whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's just why
Okay.
you have to allow people time. Once you say, I don't, this doesn't match, or I don't like this, or you have to allow people time to one, process that, one, understand what you're saying, two, figure out what actions make that happen, and three, put it into,
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why people after we get cutting people off so fast. I hate this generation. I
Mm.
hate
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
cut people. I understand red flags. I'm not saying 20 red flags and you still holding on. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm
Not the
saying.
place.
Before y'all eat her up, listen to what she's saying.
But he got 3 red flags, but he got 12 green flags. So he's canceled because of the 3 red flags, or are you willing to put forth the effort to help him get to those 3 red flags being green? It's your choice. Again,
Mm.
back to choice. It's your choice, but some people don't have and understand that, and some people do and just go with what society has put out in the world, and they cut people
Yeah.
off, and they miss what they're supposed to be either teaching to somebody or learning from somebody, which means they miss their growth spurt. That means they miss that point to level up,
Then they fumble, y'all. We just talked about this.
and then
Then
you
they
fumble
definitely fumble
people.
the bag.
Yep.
They definitely, because ain't nobody gonna have 100 green flags and no red
Right.
flags.
Right? No,
You're
it's
gonna have
no
at least
way.
one or two.
Nobody's that perfect. Nobody's
No.
perfect,
Yeah.
and I don't think people match that. Ain't no way. And if somebody told me that, I'm gonna have to take a poll and see how many more have had things where it just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's something you don't like. It's okay. That difference is opposites attract. You're supposed to not like everything because
Yeah.
opposites attract.
Right.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I think that to answer the question about like
She love going back to the question.
is love is fate
No,
or
she got to
choice.
bring it back. Go ahead, Kat. Bring it back.
If love is fate or choice, I feel like a lot of the time love is like fate. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of the times love is fate, but like just speaking on like this spot like we're in now, I feel like love is becoming like a choice. Like, all right, I met this guy, but I'm not patient enough to get through the ups and downs. So I'm going to leave him and just choose to be with somebody else or whatever the case may be. And not saying that when you do find that person that is brought to you by fate, you don't have to wake up and choose them every day, but you still are there by fate. If that makes sense, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, what you
Okay.
know.
I also think nowadays when we comparing love and fate, that's what it was, love and fate.
Mhm.
Or love interest. Okay. If we're comparing love, I feel like nowadays the definition of love has changed so much. I feel like people have put conditions on love. I feel like love is fate to a point where you can't choose. Like you love this person and you can't unlove them. Like nothing would make you like not love them.
Right.
And I feel like nowadays people have changed what love really means. Like I feel like people are only gonna love you if this, or only gonna love you if that, or only gonna love you if you have this or have that. So I feel like if we're talking about this day and age, I would lean more towards fate, because fate is going to lead you in a direction that you can't decide to go a different way. Like you just going to continue to get back to this point. But if we have to choose love, I feel like the definition of love has changed way too much, and people are like saying love when it's not really love, if that makes sense.
Mm.
For sure. You got a lot of
no.
Dang,
broken
that got
people.
deep.
You got a lot of broken people out here looking for what they think is love. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
they can't handle what it really means to love somebody.
I know
I
y'all
don't even
remember
know if they
like
know what it means.
I know
I,
y'all remember being like a teenager, all in love, like
yeah,
feeling
for
like, oh my God, like this is love. This is really love. So as a
and it's
teenager, do
not.
you feel like it
It's
is
not.
disrespectful to be intimate in front of your parents, like as a teenager?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
As a
Hell yeah.
teenager,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
No, no, no,
No, I'm
no,
not
no.
Mm-mm.
in front of my mama. Nope. Mm-mm.
Listen,
We
I
got
be scared to kiss in front of my mom now. So I'm not doing it back then. And I also feel like it's a respect thing too. Like I don't care how much you think you love him or he love you. It's just a respect thing for your parents. Like my mom was a cool mom. She used to let my first boyfriend spend the night over my house all the time. But if my
Mm.
grandma was coming over, oh y'all better get up out that bed. Y'all better, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no laying in the bed when my mother come in here. Ain't no none of that. Like my mom made sure that that was there. I think my mom decided to allow that just for the simple fact that again she was a shielder. So I think she felt like if I don't at least allow her to do a little bit under my roof where I can see her, touch her, know that she's safe, I know she's going to find a different way to do it, and it might be a different outcome. But
Right.
when my grandmom came around, oh baby, y'all better sit out in the living room, y'all better be far apart on the couch, y'all better not hug, y'all better not do nothing. So I feel like it's definitely inappropriate to an extent, depending on like exactly what you're doing. Like I feel like if y'all just like leaning on each other in front of your family, like you know what I'm saying, on the couch, that ain't too bad. But if y'all tonguing each other down in the living room and your grandma sitting over there, that's a little crazy.
Facts.
Like that's crazy. So no,
Listen,
yeah, I think that's disrespectful for a fact.
I I feel like mine was different. Like my mom was not letting nobody spend the night. She was not letting me spend the night over nobody's house. Like she was
Girl.
just like, none of that is happening in here. But I think that the more disrespectful thing is like when guys, like teenage guys, be like fornicating all crazy in their mom house when their mom is there. Like
Yeah.
your mom can hear you. How are you this comfortable doing this? Like that's
Wait,
crazy.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay, let's hear it.
Granted, okay, my mom same thing. Like she was not letting me do nothing. Da, 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 da. But I do remember there was times that I used to be sneaking a little bit. Like my mom would be upstairs in her room and we'll be
Of
down
course. You're
in the
a
basement
teenager.
by
You're
the
sneaking.
washing machine. So I was like,
Wow. By the
I
washing
know
machine is
that's a little,
wow.
but it was I'm not gonna do it to the point where like you can hear it or like you could be like too like
Yeah, you're always getting knocked in between the washer and dryer. Come on, like, you're like,
I know that was so
how
bad.
can she not hear it?
Like twice, but I think it's because I was just young and I just wanted to take a little risk, like just a little risk. But like obviously, like I wouldn't do nothing in front of my mom. But like, granted, when she did used to fall asleep and he would just be over for the day, we had the little, find our ways to, do what we got to do because my mom was not out. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that part.
I like
I'm
it.
hollering. Sneak fucking is hilarious.
It definitely is.
That's
Like, what we doing?
I've never
So-
done that.
What?
I have the sneak fuck.
Like, how
Like
not?
never?
I don't think I've ever done that.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, not
I
even
think-
like on like. Well, I feel like we grown now. I still get a little sneak fuck in if I have to.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
I'm really thinking. I'm really thinking.
That's
That-
because your parents was some hell of a parents if you ain't never did that.
Nah, I would do it. I would do it before I know they was coming home. And
right?
then
That's still
That-
sneak
That's
fucking.
sneak
that's sneak
fucking.
fucking. Oh, all right.
You still sneaking. You ain't doing it
I
out in
thought you
the
meant like
open.
sneaking while your peoples is in the house.
Either
No.
one.
Either one. Oh, all right then. I'm
You
back
just
in.
snuck it. You snuck it in there before.
I'm back in.
Definitely was sneak fucking for sure.
So are y'all gonna allow y'all kids? I don't. Yeah, you don't have no kids. Nobody on here have kids yet. If y'all have a teenager that is a male versus female, are y'all allowing this happening in your house or no?
No.
Like
I don't care
Either-
what you is.
neither one, boy
I
or
don't
girl.
care what you is.
Boy,
And I know most people are more lenient with boys. I understand that. But if this girl push something out in the apps, I don't care who you is, boy or girl. Not up in my house.
yeah,
I'm
Right.
hollering. She sound like somebody's old grandma.
I
I
pay.
Not
don't
up
know.
in my house.
I probably would be the opposite. I honestly think that because I was a kid before or a teen before, and I know that like, okay, if my mom don't let me do it, it's still gonna get done. Period. Like
And
it
I
don't matter.
and I know that. And I'm like, well, you better go to her house.
Yeah, like
So
y'all
Figure
better
it
find
out.
somebody else to
I'm not saying that I'm gonna blatantly be like, yes, have sex in my house.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I won't be opposed to his girlfriend or her boyfriend coming over and possibly staying a night. I mean, I'm probably not going to let them stay in the same room, but who goes to say
But-
when I go to bed, she ain't going to sneak downstairs or he ain't going to sneak
For
upstairs, but at
sure.
least I know that my child is not endangering herself or himself trying to go out and sneak somewhere. I get him a car at 16. Y'all get caught by the cops fucking in the car. Now I gotta come get you from the jail.
But you
Just
also
come
had a
over here.
lenient.
You know
But you
y'all did a
also
lot.
had that upbringing.
Everybody on here did a
Yeah.
lot of car fucking.
You also had that upbringing, sis. You had that upbringing where
Mm-hmm.
your mother was the cool mom you just said.
Mhm.
So yeah, that makes sense. And it don't got nothing. Now, do it have to do with what you grew up with or your experience that makes you believe or where we are now?
I think it had a little bit to do with both. Like I think
Yeah.
my experience was that my mom allowed it, and I wasn't a whore. I ain't have multiple different niggas coming in. Like I
sure.
had one boyfriend. So for me, it was like some people look at that and be like, "Why her mom do that?" But at the
No,
end of the
I
day,
understand that.
me
I
and my
understand
mom had a close relationship, whereas though I told my mom that I was ready to have sex before I even had sex. Like my mom put me on birth control prior to that. So me and my mom was locked in. Like I could tell her anything. So for me, it was more like this is my comfort. Like my mom is not saying, yes, come in here and have sex, but my mom is also not gonna put me into a predicament where I gotta be sneaking out the house in the middle of the night trying to get some dick. Like it just wasn't that. Like, and I ain't even saying we was fucking all the time in my mom's house. When we did, it was probably when my mom was maybe at work. It was never like, or maybe when she was asleep, shit. But at the end of the day, it was never like nothing blatant and like disrespectful or like I'm moaning loud as shit in the other room. Like it was never that. But I also feel like she created a safe place or a safe space for me to be able to, be a teenager because I think she understood that every teenage girl or boy is going to go through that. So for me, I would want to do that same thing for my child. But as far as my husband go, he probably not gonna have it. So that's gonna be a whole nother thing.
Right. I think for me, I feel like for my child, I feel like I'm gonna do what my mom did growing up. Like, yes, you could come over, but you're gonna have.
And you was fast.
And I'm out. First of all, hold on. I was not fast growing up, but
That
Kitty,
was bad.
you was fast.
no, I wasn't.
Oh,
He
Y'all
was
was
fast.
fast.
Sleeping and spending the night with her man and her mama. No. Fast. I think I'm gonna do what my mom did. My mom gave me and my boyfriend growing up a curfew, like 11, 12 o'clock. You gotta go home. Like I'm gonna give you time to spend as much time as y'all can together. But no, you're gonna be respectful and you're gonna go home respectfully, and you will come back the next day. So I think for my child, there's gonna be some restraints. I'm not saying you can't do anything. Like I'm not saying that you can't hang out with this person, you can't be with this person, y'all can't go to movies, y'all can't do none of that. But it is going to be some restrictions on what's going to be allowed in my household that I pay bills in.
Agreed.
Agreement,
My mom
period.
did the
Pay them
same
bills.
thing.
No, I agree with that. I definitely am not letting my kids, boyfriend or girlfriend spend the night. Like, y'all better sneak and figure it out how I had to. I am not about to be the person that be like, oh no, I had it the hard way. I'm gonna give it to you like this. No, go figure it out.
I'm
And
hollering.
yeah, I was definitely allowed to have company or go on dates and stuff like that, but spending the night was like out of the question. Like,
Yeah, that was enough.
whole way out of the
Child,
question. But that's
I
cool
love
for me.
mine.
Like I don't need you to spend the night in my house. I don't
Nah,
care if you
just
think
spend
I'm
some
mean.
time
None of
outside of
that.
school, you know.
Yeah, y'all can spend
Go
as
ahead
much time as
on.
y'all want. Y'all ain't grown. Like, come on.
Right.
When y'all
I'm
can figure
hollering.
it out
I
that
think
way,
it's
then y'all
easy
figure
for
it that
y'all
way.
to say that now that y'all are older and y'all understand that, like, no, that's actually a little bit inappropriate. But when you was younger, you're not about to tell me you wasn't irked that your mom was like, no, he got to go home. You were like, can you
I
just
mean, I was
say?
irked, but looking
I
back
know.
at
I
it,
don't
she
think I
shouldn't have
was.
been letting
I
me
wasn't
have her
hurt.
boyfriend spend the night. Like,
I
That's what
wasn't
I'm
hurt.
saying. So it's easy for us to say now that, yeah, hell no, he don't need to spend the night. But again, to my point back then, I know y'all probably was irked, like, he can't stay. But now looking back, you're like, okay, that was the best decision that my mom made. So
I don't think I was irked because none of
I
my
wasn't
friends was
hurt.
doing that. Like nobody, like we all had boyfriends, and our parents always let like our boyfriends come over, but nobody was ever spending the night at anybody's house. So I don't think I was irked because of that. Maybe if I did have a friend who probably had her boyfriend over, maybe, but like personally, like I just always knew like, okay, that this is just the norm. Like you not
yeah,
you got a bed, so you can go home and go to sleep. Like
I'm screaming.
maybe that's just me.
yeah, I was cool with. I mean, it is what it is at that point. But I definitely feel like looking back at it, I'm glad it didn't happen. And my kid gonna have to just look back at it and think the same thing because
I'm
it
hollering.
ain't happening. No, thank you.
Period. It's a no in their house. It's a no.
Definitely no.
Like,
Now, when it comes to like my son, my nigga might be like, "Oh yeah, why don't you let him do it?" I'ma still say no, like, cause,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I
But
don't.
y'all know
I think he
teenager,
will be.
that word ranges from a long range, from 13
Yeah.
to 19.
oh yeah, I wasn't doing that at no 13.
13.
And
I
the
ain't had
problem
my
is
first
what's
boyfriend till
happening
I was
in
17.
this generation is it's starting at 12, 13.
Yeah.
I teach
Mhm.
8th grade. I had kids that would tell me they were skipping school and their boyfriend was laid up with
Oh
them.
no,
And their mother knew.
it starts at 10 years old. I had fifth graders that are actually
Right.
sexually. So
Oh
it's
yeah, no.
See, it's starting real.
it is.
Yeah. No, we ain't talking that early. Like I got my first boyfriend when I was 17.
Now 17,
Like,
Yeah, we was
18,
late bloomers
19.
when it
yeah, we
came
was
to like.
very late bloomers. Like I
But
ain't lose my
but I
virginity till three
understand
days before I was 18.
17. I understand 17. I was in college at 17. So I understand 17, not no 13, 14,
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
let's
pushing
clarify the
15.
age. Definitely like the upper teenage years.
Mhm.
Now that's a
17,
little
18,
And
different.
19.
some parents out here who are allowing their kids that are 13, 14 years old to be having
Absolutely.
sleepovers, to be having sex in their house. And I
You
think that
know.
is astronomical to me. Like you
Yeah, that's a little
Absolutely.
barbaric. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Is
I hope my
giving
kids
insane.
choose good friends and
yes.
people around them that is good influences. Cause
Me too, because I feel like our friend group, like We wasn't fast like that. Like we went to the movies with boys, yes. We probably was kissing and all that in the movies, but like we really was worried about other stuff. Like we was not worried about having sex. Like we were still jumping double dutch. We were still sitting
Mhm.
out on the porch eating crabs in the summertime. Like we wasn't chasing behind no boys. We wasn't doing none of that. So I definitely do think is the company you keep, and it's also how invested your parents are too. Like I feel like my very first sleepover was champagne sleepover in 7th grade. Like, and my mom, before she even let me come over there, was like, "Who all lived there? I need to talk to her mom. We need to meet in person. We need to da 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 da." Like, I feel like the
Mhm.
parents are not as invested in who their children are friends with, or get to know their children's friends' parents. Like you just sending your child over anybody's house. You don't know who lived there. If they got a brother, if they got an uncle that been in jail. Like you don't know nothing. My mom ain't really play like too many niggas in somebody's house that I had to go spend a night at. Like that just wasn't a thing. So I feel like the upbringing of the child is based on like, yes, who they decide to be friends with, but also how invested the parent is with the friends and the friends' parents.
Yeah, and that was something growing up. I used to be irked with my mom because my mom be like, "Oh, let me talk to her mom." Like, why you gotta talk to everybody, mom? But I get it. Like,
Now that you look
I
back on it,
actually
you
need
get
to
it.
talk to her mom or her family or whoever. I need to see what's going on in that household because a lot of these parents are just sending their kids out into this world to anybody's family, and stuff is happening in this house. Like things
Mm-hmm.
now, your child could be touched. Your child could be. You don't know they got drugs in that house. They doing whatever in that house. Like, and I'm now grateful that my mom actually like did not play those games. But I think the difference is a lot of the time is a lot of our parents now their ages are getting old are getting younger, and because their age is getting younger, we just willy-nilly with a lot of things. I think
Yeah.
we start bringing the old
I
school.
be agreeing with that to a certain extent. Like my mom was a teenage mom, and I feel like she raised me the whole opposite way of like what we refer to teenage moms as. Like, so the age matter in some instances, but it really come from your family foundation and y'all morals.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
it that's what's happening in y'all family prior to you even becoming a teenage mom. Then of course it's gonna be repetition in
Mhm.
it. But like if that's not flying already, then it ain't really about to fly too much in this household. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's true.
we can.
Child.
But another thing is these parents ain't even going in their kids' room. Like you don't even know that your child got somebody sleeping over or got this, that, and the third in their room. Like they,
Mhm.
as long as they not in their face, they don't care.
Mm-hmm. They giving them all the electronics, the switches, the
Right.
iPads, the everything, so that they can stay out their face, so they don't have to do much of being a parent.
Yeah, they don't want to do.
They letting the internet raise them.
Mm-hmm.
The internet reason is crazy.
For
So
real.
y'all, we gonna switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about girl code, guy code, bro code. Like, what do y'all consider breaking bro code or breaking girl code?
Mm.
Mm.
There's a lot of things I feel like that just breaks girl code. Breaking girl code, I feel like is I think the number one thing, well not the number one thing, but something that just came in front of my mind is you talking to somebody that I used to talk to. I feel like that's breaking girl code. That's actually weird. Um I think also low key, I think pillow talk is also breaking girl code too. And here's what I mean about pillow talk. Well,
Okay, yeah, I was
pillow
about to
talk,
say,
I
let's get
feel
into
like
that.
me, like you, my girlfriend. I'm telling you my business. You telling me your business, and you go home and tell your man my business too. I feel
Mhm.
like that's breaking girl code because when I get around your man, I'm gonna feel a little weird if he know my business and I don't
Mhm.
know he know my business. Like I feel like
So how
I'm
you gonna feel
screaming.
weird?
I was like, how you gonna feel weird if you don't know he know?
no,
Yeah.
because some people men do be bringing it up. They be trying to make jokes out of stuff, and I'm like.
Right?
I'm
Why,
screaming.
why
That's a
do you
little
they know
bitchy.
story? Not even just pillow talk with your man, but like anybody that you know, like some like another
Yeah.
friend, like you telling your other friend my business, or like you telling your family my business. Like I think like just pillow talk and just talking in general about stuff I'm going through or stuff that I got going on. I feel
Yeah.
like that's breaking girl code.
No,
Mm.
I agree with that.
An example that came to my head is like for if I have a male friend and I see my male friend girlfriend out doing her, And I hit my male friend. I'm like, yo, like, I see your girl. She was acting a little crazy outside. Like, you might want to, see what's going on with her. If you tell your girl that I told you, you're breaking the code.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be telling her that I told you, because now I'm not telling you nothing else. Like,
I thought you was gonna say, you telling him in general was breaking cool. But I say, no, it ain't.
no,
Cause I'ma
not
tell him.
telling him in general was breaking code, but for you to go back and tell her, like, you're breaking the code with me. Like, you're breaking the arm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with Kiana with telling another friend group my business. Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
friends with her. You friends with her. Like, why she know anything about me? That's not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's breaking girl code
That's
too.
for sure.
It it be a lot of small stuff too that just breaks it, and you just be looking at them a little funny, like, like, if you just told me her business, I think you might tell my business.
You might be telling my business too. Like, be
Right.
for real.
But I think that's just more of on the messy side than like
Yeah.
pretty much breaking the code. But
Yeah.
you breaking the code when you do like malicious stuff towards your friends or
And
like
it's crazy because I just was telling you that I started watching Basketball Wives again. And Jackie and Jennifer goes no, Jackie and Evelyn goes to lunch. And before they went to lunch, Jackie went to lunch with the new girl Vanessa. And the new girl Vanessa was really just telling her, like, I went through some infidelity with my husband. And I got like cameras in his car. I be doing the ball check, whatever. All this stuff she was saying to Jackie. Jackie then goes to tell Evelyn. Evelyn don't know this girl. Why are you going to go tell her business? Like, make it make sense. So now Evelyn and them and Jackie talking about this lady business. And now Evelyn gotta go meet the lady. So now I'm about to meet you and I know way too much about you already.
so
Like,
is
it's
it
crazy.
is it breaking the code if you don't mention the person by name? Like, you be like, oh, I got a girlfriend who this, that, and the third, versus saying like, oh, my girlfriend so and so going through this.
Yeah, I think if you drop names, it's definitely
Yeah.
breaking it for sure.
Name
Mm.
dropper for sure.
Yeah, cause y'all are my best friends, so I'm probably gonna come tell y'all some tea that I learned about like a new friend or something like that. But y'all don't know them and y'all will never meet them, so it really don't matter. Like,
It's only breaking girl code when it's not you. You out of pocket. So how do y'all navigate through that after your friend has broke code, girl code, whatever the code is? They done broke the code. Like, how are y'all navigating through y'all friendship now? Like, are
Oh,
y'all?
I'm never telling you nothing again. You ain't ever got. You don't gotta worry about. You ain't never gonna know nothing about me. You gonna hear
I'm
about up, up. Never gonna
I'm
know.
crying. I feel like if the one who broke girl code knows that she broke girl code and is apologetic, I feel like there's a way that y'all can move forward and you can see what little things you can maybe trust that person with again and build that trust back up. Cause it's the same as a nigga. Like, if your nigga lied to you or if you catch your nigga texting somebody, you ain't leaving them. So you gonna stay with them and you gonna figure out
That's
how to
because that's
create.
not my bro or my girl. That's the
Right.
nigga I'm fucking. So I'm
So
Yeah.
definitely
what?
forgiving
I
him.
feel like I feel like a
Like,
lot of people be putting the people that they fuck before the people that they've been friends with for a lifetime. Like, it might not be the same type of relationship, but y'all still have a relationship. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna give this man that you only been talking to for 6 months to a year another chance because he dicking you down, but he
yes,
lied in your face and
yes,
all of that, you gonna give him another
yes.
chance. But somebody that you've been friends with for decades, they break a code and they saying, they sorry or whatever the case may be, and y'all get the opportunity to build the trust again. I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's not a
just feel
kid.
like. I feel like, granted, you don't have to like dismiss the whole relationship, but I feel like in some aspect, the relationship is going to change with that friend. Like, you're not going to be so willing to do certain things or say certain things with them. Like, you're going to have to work it back
Mhm.
up. But if it was me, like, you know what, I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna start telling fake information, and then if I get a fake information come back, and it was you, girl. Like, you
It
said
was
it. Like,
definitely
you
you.
said it, and it was actually.
It was you, girl. It's hilarious. Kid, what you think? You ever broke bro code or girl code?
Yeah, no, no, I've never broke it.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I've never broke it. I don't have that many friends to break it. Um, I agree with all of you actually. I'm listening to it and I'm like, okay, I'm putting my experiences into play. I'm like, huh, maybe. But I don't think I've ever broken it.
Or has it been broken? Like somebody broke it on your behalf?
Yeah. And but the thing is that going back to you have to allow people to change.
Mm.
Like Key was like, I'm never telling you nothing again. Okay. But if this is my lifetime friend and they broke this code, we had a discussion going back to what you said, Ash. We had the discussion and we're gonna figure it out. Do I think it'll I don't think the friendship is supposed to be the same. I think that was a learning pivotal point at that moment for you to learn and grow a different way anyway. So no, it's not gonna be the same. It's not supposed to be. That's why that happened in the friendship. You just have to allow it to see it through.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
And
I'm
another
hoping not.
thing is, no, go ahead.
No, I was just laughing at her talking about, I see that.
Because that's
yeah.
so very in my friendships that should be her. I'd be like,
I know it's hard because I be ready to punch people like, why would you ever go back?
Right.
What made
Exactly.
you in your mind say, let's have this discussion?
Mhm.
Then I want to know how it played out. I want to know who brought up what. Was I used as a reference? And maybe I used as a reference and you could have just taken my name out and I wouldn't have had a
Mhm.
problem because
mm,
my name was added. Now we have an issue.
right
Yeah.
Now we have an issue.
now,
But
problem.
also, I'm the kind of person that said if I told somebody in confidence, I'm to the point in my healing and my journey and my growth that if I told you, I'm almost I don't care who you tell. It's
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
And if it gets back to me, okay, yeah, and then I'll address you because
Right.
yeah, I said this is what it is. Yes, this is what I'm going through. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable on who I am to nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So because I can accept that, I can understand that people are people. And there might be times where people release things that I've said to them.
Mm.
I'm 10 toes down on
Period.
anything that I tell anybody about my personal life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you want to bring it to me, make sure you bring it to me. Be ready for me to come back at it. What's up? So now my question is, why are you even bringing it back to me? Are you snitching on the person that told you? Are you trying to be nosy? What is the reason that you're even bringing it back up? Because sometimes you can hear information and that next person never repeat it again. And you
Mm.
Yeah.
never know that your friend or whoever had pillow talk with whoever.
Right.
But then
Right.
sometimes you know.
It get messy.
That's
And then be as long as you're ready to confront me, baby, confront me. Because I'm
Mhm.
confront me about it.
Look who's sassy now.
Me.
And to your point of like having like a lifelong friend and like you share something with them and then they say it, it's hard to like take that friendship and be like, I'm completely never telling you nothing else, or like
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with you no more, because this is your person. Like this is the
right.
Mhm.
person I confide in, or I release with. So like it's hard to be like, you know what, you're cut off. Period.
Mhm.
Like so you definitely could feel that way in the moment, like, oh, I don't want to tell them nothing else, or whatever the case may be. But
Mhm.
it'd be hard. It'd be like, damn, like this is
To
my friend.
change
Like,
that action. It's hard to change the action. You can want
yeah.
to do all day, like I don't want to tell her nothing, but as soon as you go
Hmm.
on the phone, you go back to what you knew,
But you know,
girl,
yeah.
girl.
Right.
Not the
You know,
leg slapper.
Let me tell you.
Lady Flare is hilarious. No, but that'd be true. But to the point of like people forgiving the men that they deal with, or the significant other that they dealing with, I feel like it's easier for that to happen because that's the person you laying next to, getting digged down by, or whatever the case may be, and y'all have a different level of intimacy than the friendship that
Yeah.
you have with your friend. Like,
Yeah.
so you be like, oh, how you
what is
forgive this
what?
person so fast?
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Q. Go ahead,
Because
Q.
here's the thing. Yeah, yes, the two relationships are very different, but the two relationships are both very intimate. Okay,
hmm
they're very different, but I'm gonna take my 20-year long friendship. I've been dealing with this person for 2 years, and I'm gonna take this 2 year. I don't even really know who you are in 2 years, and I want everybody to understand that in this day and age, 2 years ain't shit.
Mm.
hmm
I could be a different person for 2 years straight, and then turn into the person that I am and blow your damn mind.
Mm.
Right.
I forgot. I forgot where I was going with that.
So So I'm gonna keep going. So I get the whole like, amount of years and all of that. But I'm not saying you were completely no longer talking to this friend, but you gonna still talk to the nigga. It don't be about that. It just be the how quick you basically
Forgive.
forgiving the guy versus
Yeah.
forgiving the
Why
girl.
is it
Cause you
so
like, this my
fast?
friend. Like, you know me longer than this. You knew I
Right.
would be upset about you doing this. Why would you go
Okay.
and tell this, that, or the third, or do this, or this, that, and the third? This nigga don't, you like you said, only knew me for 2 years. Like, he go and do some fuck shit or some wild shit. Like, it's easier for you to forgive that than to forgive somebody you knew 10 years plus, and you
Yeah.
like,
But
you
I feel
know I
like
would be mad at that. Like,
I feel like you inserting your own feelings and your own self into
I'm not.
something
I'm
else.
just
Like,
saying in general. Like, that
no,
could
no,
be
no, no, no.
towards a friend, a
I'm saying
family,
like,
anybody.
no, I'm saying like if you assessing the situation like, oh, I knew him or her for 20 something years, they knew I would have been mad. I don't think they even think about what you would feel like, because I don't think they would think that you would ever find out, if
Find
that makes
out.
sense. Like, I don't think that they're sitting here like, oh my God, she's gonna be so mad at me if she finds out this, or she's gonna be so hurt. I
Or
don't
they
think
do
that ever
know.
even crosses the person's
So
mind.
that's
I
No,
think what
inconsiderate.
and
You
it
my
do
friend.
sometimes, but they
Like,
say, and don't you repeat nothing I said. They
mhm.
know.
Yeah,
But
like
when
they be
they
knowing,
say like,
like,
girl, I'm gonna tell you this, but you can't tell nobody.
Nobody.
right.
Because if it come back, that's your ass. Because
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know you the only person that know.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
I,
make
I
sure
don't know. That
to the
could be
people
my
that
own experience.
snitching, make sure
Yeah.
you telling the right person that ain't gonna say nothing. Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people business that ain't mine, that I probably shouldn't know. But I'm not the
right,
person that's taking it further. I'm like, oh, okay, got that off your
right,
chest. Thanks for being the person that you trusted. It ain't gonna go no further because I don't care. Give a
yeah,
shit. But choose who
Yeah.
you tell. That's
Yeah.
also a thing too.
That's definitely true. I feel like if I know you to an extent, I know how you would react if I said this or didn't say this or whatever. So it's not me unintentionally like, oh well, I'm just saying they ain't gonna care. Like, no, I know in the back of my head, I say this to this person, and my friend, my cousin, my aunt, my mom find out, they're gonna react in a certain way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
that's already in the forefront for me. But personal perspective.
All right, well, we're getting towards an hour, so we're gonna shake it up a little bit. First, I'm gonna do the voice, what was it called? The voice recording. So we getting all in the business. We getting all in the
Or
business.
business.
Yes.
Um, so this is the only the second letter slash audio we've received. I'm just gonna sum it up so that one got hear the person voice. But essentially, there was a girl who met this guy. They ended up having a baby. Life was great. I'm assuming that something happened in the relationship for her to get a little bit skeptical of her significant other. She posted his picture on a Facebook group saying like, are you dating my man? I think it was like a Facebook group that was like, are you dating my man, or do you know him, whatever. She posted his picture in there, and then a girl DM'd her and basically said like, that's her boyfriend for how many other years. They've been together, they got kids, they got this, that, to the third. So she's basically asking like, what should she do going forward? Should she tell him that she knows, or should she leave him alone? Deep.
Wait, when she posted him on the page, somebody replied
Somebody DM'd her. So saw the picture and then DM'd her.
and
And was
said what?
basically coming to her as a woman, like, this is my man. I've been with him for this amount of
Oh, shoot.
years. Yeah.
And she got kids by
And
him.
she has also has
Both
children
both
by
women-
him.
both women have
Both
children.
women have children by him.
Wow.
Okay, so
Yes.
I don't know. Does anybody want to start before I
You
try?
can go, because that's a lot. I'm trying to digest that.
This is what I think she should do.
What should she do? Okay.
I think she should just like I think should have a face to face conversation with this girl if the girl's not on no weird shit, and just really like get all the truth out. Like, okay, this is the times, the dates, like this is all the information she knows. I think she should approach that nigga. Like, I think she should have a conversation with him. Like, hey, like I got this information. Like, this was given to me. Like, get all the receipts from the girl and present it to him and be like, so tell me what's going on. Are you with her? Are you not with her? And I think she should, honestly, you should leave him You should, but I know it's easier said than done, sis. Like, don't take my word. It's easier said than done. But I don't think that if he's living a whole nother life. So my question is to her too, like, are they not living together? Like, is
I
it
don't think they live together. Well, she didn't
they
disclose that.
sis, no, I think it's time for you to wrap it up and put him on child support just in case.
Yeah, definitely do the child support for her. Fact.
Just in case. Put him on
That
child
situation is actually crazy. I feel like I would just feel like, what else are you lying to me about? Like, you
Mm.
literally hit a whole entire family, and it's no question if she should approach him about it. I wouldn't even be able to eat or sleep or drink, do nothing because I got this information about my man having a whole nother family. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean? Should I approach him? Why wouldn't you approach him? Like, it's just
Uh,
about the way you gonna go about it now. Because if you trying to figure, I don't know, your finances and all that. If you feel like this going to be one of those things where you gotta come up with a plan before you say something, then maybe do that way. But it's more so like I cannot not say anything to this guy.
yeah.
Or you could bow out gracefully.
Yeah.
Now, see, bow out gracefully. I'm not. I don't have to say anything to you because ultimately, if I take Keith's advice and I have the conversation, I know that girl gonna tell you anyway. She gonna tell you anyway. So
Mm,
don't come back to me with the weird, funny stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just bowing out gracefully. And yes, we will work these kids out. I'll have you in court. However you want to do it is how we'll do it. But I don't need to be involved with that emotionally and like that. You can do what
Yeah.
you want. It's when you act like, not when you act like, because some people just really bow out gracefully. Um, if I bow out gracefully, that's gonna hurt you worse than me going off, coming at you, bringing
mm,
it up. You don't know what my mind is thinking. You don't know what I'm going to do. And that's exactly where I want you to be.
Mm.
the first thing he
Yeah.
gonna do is try to justify the situation
And
anyway.
that's
And
Oh,
then,
it
why,
wasn't like that. Oh, we was together. Yeah,
yeah.
that's why
whatever.
you have your conversation. Y'all pull out receipts. You figure it out before a woman is smarter than a man. You're going to figure it out before you even bring it to him.
That's what I'm
Mhm,
saying. You need to get the receipt
So,
from the girl. Have
it,
all.
and even if, for me, I might not even have to talk to you. This,
mhm.
this, for me to post it up, I had the inkling already. Yeah.
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 For there to be one confirmation, that's one too many.
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm okay.
Then to add a family to that, come
And
on.
and
Child.
guess what? I do you. You and your little family live together. You gonna take care of these. You gonna take care of these ones. Believe that, or I will garnish them checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
It's okay.
Child.
We don't have to we don't have to play this. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mhm.
And I
I
don't care
really
about
wish I
hurt.
was mature enough to bow out gracefully.
You
I
have to
really do.
sometimes. It stings way worse, baby. When you don't know what they thinking, it stings so much harder.
Child, change your number, move to a
Just
whole
block.
different
Don't
apartment.
you have no more access to me. But because they have kids, there
Right.
still has to be some
Hard.
effort. If there were no kids, baby, count me as good as dead to you. I'm out of here.
No, real rap. I mean, I really hope that your situation get better, girl. I really hope that you make the right decision, whatever you think is the right decision. You got a couple different perspectives. But at the end of the day, don't nobody need to be dealing with that. Don't nobody need to be worrying about no man that ain't worrying about them. And it
And
sucks that y'all have children involved. But I say just do you.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
raise
know,
up.
and wait a minute. This is for a person, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you into that, honey, because see, the problem is guys or people be scared to actually bring up
They don't want
the
to live in their
question
truth.
of, I want to be with both of y'all.
Right.
Mm.
In this day and age, that's really a thing. You
It is.
might get lucky, bro. You might be living a poly
Polygamous.
relationship.
Yeah.
Be honest enough to say that.
Right.
Mhm.
Yikes.
You never know what somebody gonna accept. Sis, are
I
you
feel like
mad
you
or are
forced
you
me
mad
into
that you
that
didn't
though.
know? Huh?
You forced me
I
into
feel like
that,
you
Susie.
forced trying to force me into that though. Like you was
I mean,
basically
you're
But
already
she
in
can
already
say
it.
no.
You're already in it. You're already in it.
Already
correct.
And you
And not my thing is this: if he had enough time for you to think you was in a relationship, and he had enough time for her to think they was in a relationship, then I guess he's doing his time very well. It's already working.
you know what?
Baby, I could never.
I'm just saying, you have to open your mind, broaden your mind. Like, people need to start being honest with people. Like, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I do want kids, and I want this to be my baby mom. I want this to be my baby mom. All right,
Yeah,
give me the choice, give me the option to
right.
choose, to make the
I think
choice.
that's the issue. I
It
think
is
the
you.
choice wasn't given. Like you just put me in a situation that I had no choice on, and now it's
Yeah,
like, all right, so you want to be in it or not? Like,
yeah,
I don't fucking know.
and that's when
Actually,
you go about it the
like,
wrong
yeah,
way.
I don't know.
That's
Like,
the wrong way.
you gonna have to.
Yep. They better start being bolder these days, because baby, it's happening.
It is.
Your men don't have to cheat. People don't gotta cheat no more. Just find you motherfuckers that's going
Be with it.
God.
go right with it. It's some out here looking for it. Believe me, I know.
all
Yes.
right. And
Well,
last but
girl.
not least, guys, spelling bee. So cute.
I'm not going.
I'm gonna have you spell the word first, okay?
All right.
You ready?
I went first already.
And
Buddy.
yeah, and both of your hands need to be up so I can make sure you're not looking at your phone trying to see what the word is. Uh-huh. The word is Worcestershire. Spell it.
You know what? Absolutely not. You will not. All right. I'm gonna
Go
just try.
ahead, take a guess.
WOR. Whoosh. Oh my god.
And Champagne said, "My, she a teacher."
I'm a math teacher. Correct yourself. And I'm actually a great speller. But that's one word that I'd be like, I don't want to pronounce it. I don't want to spell it. I just know where it's at to go get it.
Right.
I really don't know.
Hollering.
And I'm gonna just say WORCHESHIRE. I don't know.
And
Nope.
wrong. You
I'm
What?
going,
sure that
Key?
was wrong. Because it's
Ain't the
Worcester.
T
I
on
actually
there?
Yeah, it's a T in there.
Worcestershire. Like, where did the T even go? Can
at
we
the
get
Oh my
end.
gosh, you about to spell it for her. So where did she
At the
right
end.
at the end?
Go ahead, Key.
Worcestershire.
Can we hear it in a sentence? I got Mr. Worcestershire sauce in the cabinet.
WOR. Worcestershire. Sure. CER.
No.
Worcestershire. SHIRE.
I said the
Worcester.
T. The T.
You definitely missed the T.
WORCERT. Shire. I don't know.
Cut the show.
Wrong. Is you
Can I
going,
get another
Champagne?
chance? Can I get another chance?
You can
Go
take
ahead.
my chance. I don't
No,
want
no,
to
no.
go.
After chance.
I don't want to
Champagne
go.
going. Go ahead.
All right.
I had a hard time last
W
pod.
O R SHICHESTER.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, WORCERTERSHIRE. Worcestershire.
No, and you looked it up. You not slick. And
What
you
is it?
looked it up and you still spelled it wrong. That's how you know losers never win.
Just spell it.
Yes, let's hear it.
It's WORCES. Y'all, you forgot the S, cheater. TERSHIRE.
That's
No, thank
I
you.
had it so backwards.
Kiana gonna look it up and still spelled it
I
wrong.
didn't even look it up.
I don't believe you.
Y'all, when is the show of the week? Are we
me?
getting the show of the week? Because we did not show of the week last pod, I don't think.
Oh, we did
Right.
not. We didn't.
What is a
You
show
want-
that show of the week is a good show that we are watching this week, or a show that you would like to recommend this week to the audience?
Bridgerton.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to call you after this if you really love Bridgerton because, oh my God.
I'm hollering.
Wasn't that so
Y'all, mine
beautiful?
is Deb's house.
Deb's house. I gotta get into that.
Deb's house is really doing the one too. But Game of Thrones is getting crazy.
It is.
I'm on season 2, y'all, and
Oh,
it's
I'm on season
getting
3. It gets crazy.
wild. Like it's getting really wild. So definitely Game of Thrones.
My show of the
But
week is The Shy. The Shy, because I have to catch up on some other episodes, but it just ended their season and I'm just into it. That and Power right now is
yeah.
what has me in a chokehold. Game of Thrones definitely still have me in a chokehold, but I say that every week, so I'm not gonna list Game of
yeah.
Thrones.
I think my show that we I got two.
Love Island and what
I
else?
Love Island USA.
Oh,
So good last
USA.
night. It brought me to tears. I was saying I hate men yesterday, and as my man came in for work, and I made him a plate of food. So hey, hey y'all men. And
Hey, y'all.
another one was the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders documentary. It was actually really good on Netflix. So
Boo.
oh girl,
Okay.
bye. Nobody ever
Thank y'all
said
for tuning in to yet another episode of the All In Podcast. Bye.
later.
We'll see y'all later.